there if we don't want the front. So, but we know that we start recording.
Yeah, I'm also recording on my side.
Okay. And
Someone is dragging something at your back, is it, Michael?
yeah, I just tried muted him and then now the sound
Yeah.
is gone. So Michael, you have to unmute yourself again.
Okay.
Okay, so Mike, can you communicate with your family that whoever that's in the house just kind of minimize the sound? So then we have a clearer of hearing of your voice. It's pointing, right? Okay. All right. So hi everyone. We are very honored to be here to share with you the knowledge that we have learned. Okay, so the thing is that I just want to do a little bit of introduction and utilities here. So I want to thank, of course, the sponsorship. As you guys know, we are going to have a lucky draw today at the end of the webinar. The lucky draw is to encourage you to stay awake, okay? Stay awake and pay attention as much as you can. You know, cholesterol is a very boring subject if you are not, you know, very technically in tune or medically in tune. But as my experience is that if I don't understand a paragraph, I read it 10 times, then I will finally understand, right? So today the content we have actually tried to simplify it as much as we can for you already, and make it more interesting and easy to understand, so that we can actually share with you the knowledge that we think is very, very beneficial if you were to know them. Okay, so first of all, let me just bring you around the today's lucky draw. You are expecting to receive, the winner is expecting to receive this, as you can see on here, the Cocoa Flavon. Flavon cocoa is 100% cocoa flavanol. You can read more about it on the website on neumiflex.com. So you can see over here, instead of FLV 15, we are giving FLV 20 as a code for 20% discount. You can find it on neumiflex.com. Okay, then, but this promo is only, I think, until end of Sunday. So better, if you like to try it, better get it as soon as possible, right? And the other thing is the lucky draw. We also would have 45 minutes personal coaching with either myself, Alex, or Michael Khan. Okay, and whoever that wins this, of course, you can have a personal call with us, and we are giving away, thing is a free person from each of us. So there will be 9 prizes here. We try to be very generous with the prizes that we are giving away. Okay, so that everyone can enjoy, you know, different things. And the third products that the third things that you're getting is you're winning is the Nakaki konjac noodle. Many of you already tried it, loves it, and any one of you that hasn't tried it, you know, you really have to try it. Especially, this is a very, very tasty low carb noodle, and we are giving BIP 15, which is the promo code for Nakaki. Okay, and you can use this code to go to konjac.com for the Nakaki product, or you can go to neumiflex.com, the same VIP 15 code, you can get a 15% discount on all the Nakaki's product that you buy until end of Sunday. Okay, so without further ado, the next thing I want to mention is that, Michael, you have to go to the next slide. Right. I want to introduce the team. Just a little bit. Michael, as you guys know, that his nickname is Keto Unicorn, right? And he's actually a certified low carb advisor. Maybe some of you hasn't know yet, but he did actually study for it. And then myself, yours truly. Then Alex also is certified nutrition and health coach. Tonight we have a special guest, Mandy Khoo. Mandy, can you wave so we know you're here? Yeah, Mandy Khoo. Just to introduce you that she is actually the Customer Analytics Center Manager for PathLab. But please remember, she does not, in this webinar, she's not representing PathLab, okay? She's representing herself. But because of her background, that she has been working with like professionals in her work environment. And also she has been a low carb practice person herself, and very, very willing self-learning in terms of low carb and keto. So she has acquired the skill to know what to look out for in the blood lipid test result. So we will have Mandy come in later to share with you. I will ask Mandy questions on behalf of you, okay? So if you guys have any question, please put it in the chat box during Michael's presentation, okay? And then we'll address your question. And in the end, we're gonna have a discussion, open discussion with you, with everyone, okay? And then Mandy can also throw in the knowledge that you have learned and you want to share. Is that good? Is everybody good? Everybody can hear me, right?
Okay, at the bottom there, you can see there's bottom of your screen, there's a reaction button. Okay, it's good. You can put a thumbs up. All right. Right. And if you have paid attention earlier in the first slide, we are going to pick one most active participants tonight, and you will get a gift. Okay. When I ask you to type in comment what is the answer, what do you think? You do that. When I ask you to raise hand, you click the raise hand button, okay? Because we have eyes behind, thanks to Alex and Waikun, is going to help us to pick up the one most active participant tonight, and you're going to win a prize. Is that good? Good or not? Thumbs up. I didn't see any thumbs up here. You in your video. Yes. Okay, Waikun, pay attention. Who did what I say, right? Then we can win the prize. Okay, next. Michael, next the disclaimer. Yes. So before Michael starts, of course, we usually want to put on this. This presentation is not intended to be a substitute for any professional medical advice and should not be relied as a health or personal advice. Okay. So the same thing. This is just to cover us. But whatever we are sharing is actually all the knowledge that we have learned from the expert. Make it simple and share with you. Okay, right. Next, Michael, are you there, Mike?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah. So before Michael go on, I want to just first apologize that we have been trying very hard to help Michael fine-tune his technical side on his microphone and camera. So if you see his face disappear from the screen, but his voice is going to be still there, is maybe his camera has any issues. Okay, otherwise he will speak with maybe a little bit background sound and all that. So let's just try to make the best use of Michael's time tonight. Okay, right, Mike, over to you.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Michael. For those who don't know me, I have been practicing low carb and keto since April 2016. So it's my 6th year. So I've lost a lot of weight. I started keto because I want to lose weight. So I was 80 kg when I started, and I'm now 67, 68. So everybody who saw the change, the first question they always ask me is how I lost weight. So I told them I'm on this low carb keto diet. Okay. The second question they always ask is whether I'm afraid of cholesterol. Even my doctor, my GP, they will always ask. So cholesterol, this topic is very important because a lot of people are scared of having a high fat diet, a low carb and high fat diet. So today's topic, should we fear? Okay, what we are going to learn today. Okay, what is cholesterol? Why do we fear it? And why we don't have to? How to improve your cholesterol quality? And how to read your report. You can see the 4 circles below, right? It's scary. Everybody is afraid of that. So, before we begin, I want to know whether it's true or false, whether you think it's true or false. Fat and cholesterol will clog your arteries.
Yeah, is it true or
Okay.
false? Guys, you have to type in T or F for the first question. And then the second question.
Okay. Obesity is caused by eating too much fats. Is it true? False. Oh. Low fat diets are generally effective. Or false. Okay. Cholesterol causes heart disease. All false again. So you all know about cholesterol. I don't have to teach you.
Done. Right? Finish webinar. No.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, it's a good participant. I'm seeing a participation. I'm seeing a lot of answers coming up. It doesn't matter whether you answer it correctly or not. Okay.
Because today we are going to learn. Okay, what is cholesterol? Okay, cholesterol is a very sticky substance. Okay, it's a type of lipid. It's a very essential molecule because our body needs it. Okay, it's in your cell membrane. Okay, it is prerequisite to make bile acids so that you can digest fats. Okay, vitamin D and all the hormones, the steroid hormones, especially sex hormones like testosterone. So it's very important. If we do not have cholesterol, then we will not survive. Then what is triglyceride? Okay, is fatty acid, free fatty acids. Okay, with a glycerol. So it's combined together. It's your body fat. Okay, it's the main constituent of your body fat, and it's stored in the fat cells as energy. So we make use of the triglyceride as our energy source. So when we eat sugars and carbs, okay, it will give us a high triglyceride level. When we do a lipid test, when we see, when people say they are on a low carb diet, all right, and their triglyceride level is high, then we know they are lying. So this triglyceride level is a cheat detector. The more carbs you eat, the higher your triglyceride level. The less carb you eat, the lower the triglyceride level. Okay, why is it important? Because high triglyceride will increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and or other metabolic syndrome. We'll talk about that later. Okay, lipoprotein. What's the lipoprotein? We know fat is hydrophobic. That means it doesn't mix well with water. So in order for the body to transport your triglyceride and fats, okay, and your cholesterol all over your body to the cells that need them, you need a vessel. The lipoprotein is the vessel. It's a protein. It's a is a protein that transport your triglyceride, cholesterol, and other nutrients around your body. So it's protected by this phospholipid outer shell. So there are a lot of lipoprotein. Okay, there are many subtypes. You have the VLDL, IDL, LDL, and HDL. Even for LDL and HDL, you have different subtypes. Okay, our lipid test will only tell us our HDL, LDL, total cholesterol, and triglyceride. These 4 numbers, which is not enough. So what is HDL? HDL is measured when we do a blood test. Is measured. Okay, it's measured. So we have a number. It is considered a good lipoprotein because it removes harmful cholesterol or the oxidized LDL, and then it brings it back to the liver for reprocess. Our liver produces all the LDL, all the cholesterol that our body needs. So that's where they will all end up. Okay, LDL. LDL doesn't show the full picture because it is not calculated. It is calculated using an equation. Okay, you can see in the red, right? Total cholesterol is LDL is equal to the total cholesterol minus your HDL minus triglyceride divided by 5. So it's a formula. It doesn't. It's not the actual test count. Unless you go for other tests, okay, more expensive tests. We will talk about that later. But LDL is very important because it is a transporter directing all your triglycerides to fat cells for storage and to other organs as fuel. Okay, it's an energy transporter. And LDL have 2 types. We call it pattern A and pattern B. And it is these subtypes that more accurately reflect your risk of heart disease. So these are the 2 types. The pattern A is the large fluffy particles. It is considered benign because it doesn't damage your arteries. The vascular wall of your arteries is less susceptible to oxidation. Okay, and then you have pattern B, which is the small dense particles, which is easily oxidized. You can get into your artery walls and cause damage and oxidize. So pattern B is what we don't want. Okay, in our standard test, we will not be able to know the ratio of your pattern A and pattern B. Okay, but later we will explain how we know whether your LDL is more of pattern A or more of pattern B. So you can see from this slide, your LDL is like a ship. Okay, it transports your cholesterol and triglycerides to your cell membrane. Okay, your cell membrane has cholesterol in it. It will go to your liver, and your gallbladder to produce bile acid. Okay, your bile acid is to digest your fats, and then to your organs to produce steroid hormones like testosterone, and also to produce vitamin D when you're exposed to sunlight.
Yeah, this picture is way clearer, right? How many of you already lost in the last few slides on the text only and trying to digest? How many of you kind of trying to like still trying to understand what's LDL and HDL and maybe triglyceride and still a little bit of confusion going on there in your head, right? Nancy, put out your hand. Okay, when you're confused, it's good because you're paying attention and you're still confused. It's a good thing. Okay, I show you. So this picture is actually very much more clearer, right, Michael?
Yes. So you can see LDL is important because a lot of your body function requires your LDL to transport cholesterol and triglyceride, to your organs and your cells. All cells require them. Except if you look at the last one, where LDL is oxidized. Okay, when they are oxidized, it will become it will clot your arteries, and we will talk about that later.
Right, because the oxidized LDL, it will become small and dense. Okay, once it becomes oxidized, it becomes small and dense. So that's why it's become pattern B. Yeah.
Okay. So your liver produce your cholesterol, your LDL will transport it around your body, and then your HDL will recycle it back to the liver. So this is the cycle.
Yeah, so I would consider HDL is like, the cleansing of whatever the oxidized cholesterol that is already on the way, like from the liver towards all the organs, right? And the muscles. On the way, you will have oxidation occur, right? And then whatever that the muscles and the organs actually absorb the cholesterol or use up the triglyceride or store the triglyceride, everything goes there. And then HDL is the thing that actually extract those that is not used or those that is oxidized back to the liver, recycle to reuse again. Yeah, so that's why HDL, if you have more, it makes sense, right? That when you have more HDL, it's better because it's also a cleansing process that is bringing back to the liver. Okay, if you don't understand earlier those technical terms and text and all that, if you can just have this visual impact with you, that the liver produce the cholesterol, supply to all your organs and cells, membranes and hormones, and then on the way it might get damaged, okay, due to environmental, due to certain kind of food, whatever the causes is. HDL comes to scoop up everything that is not used or damaged back to the liver, recycle again. So I think the HDL plays a very, very important role. However, the LDL actually also play a very important role because it's actually a transporter. Without the LDL transporter, your body, your cells and organs doesn't get what it needs in terms of cholesterol with all this benefit you heard earlier from Michael.
Yep. Okay. So why do we fear cholesterol? When we talk about
who fear cholesterol here? Who's fear cholesterol? Okay, before the last 10 minutes. Before the last 10 minutes, when you're in this last 20 minutes in this webinar, who actually fear cholesterol? Hands up. Naturally, who fear? Or maybe who has family members in your home that is fear of cholesterol, or who has doctors that you have seen also tell you that you have to worry about cholesterol? I should actually see all the hands up now, but I'm not seeing hands up here a lot.
11 participants raising their hands. 12, 13.
Yeah. So the point is that I said everybody should put out a hand because we all are we actually are all taught that way, right? Including myself. We are all taught that way from young that cholesterol is like evil, right? But it's not true.
So this is the person who tells us is evil. His name is Ansel Keys. Okay, he was born 1904 and he passed away in 2004. 2 months shy of his 101st birthday. So he lived a long life.
He lived a long life. Yeah, and I just want to chip in for laugh is that his granddaughter is actually a few blocks away from my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he popularized the Mediterranean diet in the 60s. So he's not all that bad, but he conducted the 7-country studies and came up with this diet lipid heart disease hypothesis in 1955. Okay, it is a hypothesis in 1955. 65 years later, it's still a hypothesis.
Before many of you has been born yet, right? I think everybody not born yet. 1955 here.
That was 65 years ago.
Yeah, no one here is more than 65 years old, right?
So he was the person who told WHO that eating fats will raise your cholesterol, and that raised cholesterol will increase your heart disease risk of heart disease. So after he mentioned that in 1955, he started his first multi-country etymological longitudinal study in 1956, and it was first published in 1978. It is called a 7-country study. It's a very famous. We always talk about this 7-country study and him when we talk about cholesterol. So what is this 7-country study? So when you look at the graph on the left, this is what he published. 7 countries. There are 6 here. I think there's another one. I can't remember the name of the country. So he plotted these 7 countries on the graph to show that there's a correlationship between your fat intake and the risk of heart disease, death from heart disease. But in actual fact, he studied 22 countries, but he cherry-picked the numbers to support his hypothesis.
Right.
So this is the country study.
Right. This is what he did. And in 1955, it's not very technically, it's not very kind of, technology is not very kind of well established. So it's easy to conquer and control, right?
Yes. But for the next 65 years, there were many studies done, but it was never proven that increased cholesterol will lead to heart disease. So his hypothesis is very simple. Dietary fat in general drives up cholesterol level. The dietary fat later he changed to saturated fats, and then excess cholesterol will cause heart disease. But these two hypotheses was not found to be true, even after 5 years.
Yeah, and when he established these 2 hypotheses, actually there are many disagreements between the doctors around him, and during the era, a lot of scientists will not agree to it. But then Keys are very powerful in the sense that he could actually push through the 2 hypotheses and concluded that eat fat means increased cholesterol means heart disease. End of the story. That kind of scenario during those days. And it's amazing. It carries on until even this new era, right? 2000 era, and still, it's haunting everybody, even until today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But of course, we have to look. when he has his hypothesis 65 years ago, technology was not there, to identify different types of lipoproteins. So what we know now, like I mentioned earlier, LDL is not all bad because you have two types of LDL. One is the large LDL and the small LDL. The pattern A, you can see on your right, is big and fluffy. Okay, if you look at the bottom of the graphics, right, you have the endothelial cells. The endothelial cells is the cells that line your arteries. Okay, then on your right you see two red endothelial cells that are the damaged endothelial cells. So when they're damaged, your small LDL particles can seep through. Okay, seep through the cells, and when they seep through, they get oxidized. When they are oxidized, okay, it will attract the macrophages to come and eat them up, clean them up. So when the macrophages eat them up, they will turn into foam. Okay, and then you will see from here, you look at the right blood vessel is partially blocked. Okay, that is the foam that has been produced, okay, by the macrophages that eat up the LDL, the oxidized LDL. So it will
become a blockage. Yeah, it will actually thicken up the wall, and you can see that the channel is become smaller. Yeah, smaller and smaller as it builds up, right?
Yes, so it will is inside the endothelial cells, so it's not outside. It will build up, and then the muscle cells will create a scar. It's like a blood clot, and then when it breaks, or when it's too much and then it's blocked, then you will have a heart attack.
Yeah, that's what heart attack happen, because your arteries is kind of blocked and not clear.
If the arteries that supply oxygen and blood to your heart is blocked, then you get heart attack. If it's to your brain, then you get a stroke.
Right.
So this is the animation. See, all your red blood cell, white blood cell are blocked because of that foamy structure. So to reduce cholesterol oxidation, okay, that is the key to prevent the plaque. It's not the LDL that causes the plaques. It's the oxidized small LDL that causes it.
Right.
Okay, what causes it? When we talk about clogged arteries, right? We always talk about these four things. I call it the four horsemen of aging. When I talk about anti-aging, I talk about these four things: inflammation, oxidation, glycation, and stress. Inflammation and oxidation goes hand in hand. Okay, is inflammation good?
Is it good? Inflammation, of course, is not good. Oxidation doesn't sound good either, right? Oxidized.
Okay, people will say inflammation is bad, but inflammation is not bad. If you do not have inflammation, like if you do not have cholesterol, you will die, because inflammation is our body's way to fight.
Reaction, yeah.
It's a reaction to fight infections or disease.
Yeah, not chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation would be bad.
So you have the acute inflammation and the chronic inflammation.
Yeah.
Chronic inflammation is what we are talking about, okay? Because it means that the body is in constant inflammation. The inflammation will make your endothelial cells damage. It will damage the the cells. So is oxidation. So what's glycation? Glycation is if you have too much sugar, okay, in your blood, the sugar will react with proteins, and then we call that glycated, and then that will damage the endothelial cells, the cell wall in the arteries, okay, and of course, lastly, stress. When we talk about stress, there are people who say 90 to 95% of the disease we have is caused by stress. Right? So they say, okay, then 5 to 10% is genetics. I mean, you get it from your parents, but how did your parents pass it down to you is also stress. So stress can be.
Yeah, learn about stress management.
It's a big topic, but we will not talk too much on stress. Right. That's why when we have high blood pressure and heart disease, right, people talk about type A and type B personality. Right. Type A is those very highly stressful people that is easily getting heart disease and stroke. Anyway, so there's a better predictor, okay? Before that, we talk about metabolic syndrome, okay? So what is metabolic syndrome? That if you have, it's 5 factors. So if you have 3 or more, then you will be said to have this metabolic syndrome. High blood pressure, high blood glucose, high level of triglycerides, low level HDL, and a large waist circumference. For guys, it's 40 cm, and for ladies, it's 36. So if you have any 3 of the 5, then you will have metabolic syndrome.
Yeah, it's considered metabolic syndrome when you have 3 out of that 5 listed here.
When I first started keto, I never know about anything about metabolic syndrome. So when I successfully lost weight and I was researching about cholesterol and about disease and everything, then I found out that I was actually I actually had metabolic syndrome. It's very common, but it's not normal. So I had high blood pressure, high triglyceride, and low HDL, and big waist. I think almost 40.
Yeah, I think for myself too, before the low carb keto lifestyle, I don't have high blood pressure, but then I know that my blood glucose is not good and triglyceride is high, HDL is low. And of course I have a larger waist. I didn't measure if I was more than 36, but maybe I was not more than 36, but at least I have already 3. So I was actually considered my metabolic syndrome too.
Yeah. So a lot of people have this, but they don't know.
Yeah.
I always say it's common, but it's not normal. It's not normal to have that.
Right. So you guys, any of you, you know yourself, I won't ask you to put up your hand, okay, for this time round. Whether you have 3, more than 3 or not, or 3, and you're possibly metabolic syndrome, okay? Take note.
So when I talk about a better predictor, okay, I'm actually talking about insulin resistance, because high sugar will lead to pre-diabetes, and then you become a diabetic.
Yeah. And then heart disease. Yeah.
And then, so when you are diabetic, it's pre-heart disease. Right. So if we only concentrate on your LDL number and not insulin resistance, then you are getting it wrong, because the doctor will ask you to take statin drug, and if you are continuing the diet that causes your insulin resistance, the statin will not help you. So to summarize, when you on the left you have the inflammation, oxidation, glycation, and stress. So the first three, inflammation, oxidation, glycation, these are all caused by a high carb, high sugar diet. And a high carb, high sugar diet will lead to metabolic syndrome.
Right.
It's
quite clear cut. It's pretty clear cut, you know. But sometimes when we share this knowledge with people, it's like, how could it be? Because high blood pressure is never thought to be like, you know, because of your high carb diet that lead to high blood pressure. You know what I mean? A lot of people who has high blood pressure cannot relate that it's because of their diet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So once you cut your carbs, right, your blood pressure will drop.
Yeah, eventually.
Yep. That's what happened to me when I just before I started keto. My blood pressure was quite high, so the doctor was very concerned, and she wanted to put me on the medication to control my blood pressure. But so I bought this blood pressure device, monitoring device, and monitor my pressure. So when I was on keto, my pressure was back to normal without any medication. So I was lucky. I didn't know the high blood pressure was caused. Well, of course, I was under a lot of stress back then. So, but the diet also played a very important role.
Right. Right.
So what to do to improve your cholesterol quality? Of course, we go on a low carb keto diet. We eat whole food. Quit smoking, because smoking causes inflammation and oxidation. So smoking will damage your artery walls. Okay, exercise can help with insulin resistance and stress management. Okay, so you don't eat high carbs and high sugar, processed and ultra processed food, because ultra processed food means that they have to take away all the nutrients in the food, and they use a lot of wheat and also hydrogenated oil. So those are the contributing factors that damage your arteries. Smoking
Right.
and stress.
Right. So the do's and don'ts. Who is doing the don't right now? Who is doing the do right now? Okay, you answer your own question. Okay, yeah. So pay attention to that and try to improve it in that sense. All right.
Okay, so this is the food pyramid. We eat a lot, 70% fat, but it has. When we talk about fats, you talk about healthy fats. So you have your if they are natural, then they are healthy. Okay, then 20% protein and 10% carbs. When we eat carbs, it's all your green leafy vegetables with all your antioxidant, and also one way of reducing chronic inflammation is your gut, okay, your gut microbiome, because 70% of your defense system is in your gut. So if you are eating processed food, you will damage your gut lining and all the good bacteria that are in your gut. So your green vegetables is prebiotic. It feeds it's not to feed you, but it's to feed the gut bacteria that is in your
flora. Yeah,
gut.
your gut flora and the bacteria, it will get healthier.
So if you eat like that, your cholesterol quality will improve.
Who's still in the consideration of going low carb and not yet? By a show of hands.
Who's not
on low carb and keto but still considering all the hand raised are all the previous hand raised. I know most of you here are low carb keto, which is a good news.
So just now we talk about triglyceride and the HDL. So your triglyceride is the lower the better, right? So this is the standard recommendation. It's 1.7 millimole per liter.
Yeah, you guys use mmol, right? In
we
Asia.
use milligram per deciliter.
mmol or mg?
There are two systems here. In Malaysia, the mmol is more popular, but in Singapore, they use both systems. Some use mmol, some use mgdl.
Okay, because for me in the US, we read mg. So it's good. We have two numbers here, so we all can relate.
And the HDL, the higher the better. Let's move on. So to improve your cholesterol quality, and your LDL has to be mostly pattern A and not pattern B. So how do you know whether your LDL is pattern A or pattern B? We look at your triglyceride over your HDL ratio. If it's low, then majority of the LDL is pattern A. If the ratio is high, then majority is pattern B.
Yeah, it's actually quite straightforward. And I understand that maybe Mandy can share a little bit more later that in the Asia part of the world, what I heard of like months ago is that you guys cannot actually do a test on the LDL for pattern A or B. In the US, we can actually do a particle test, which is the NMNR test. Then if you cannot test, of course, then you don't know whether LDL is pattern A or pattern B, right? Then the most closest way you can actually get is that take your triglyceride divided by your HDL. Then if it's low or if it's high, we'll show you the numbers in the next slide. Then it's actually telling you that whether your HDL or your LDL is majority pattern A or pattern B. It's very correlated, okay? Even though if you don't have the NMNR test.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the one.
So the really old understanding is look at total cholesterol. So the higher your cholesterol, they think it's bad, and statins is prescribed to you. And then later on, they look at LDL. They don't look at the total cholesterol.
Yeah, and in the past, the too old way of reading is always like, you take statin, and statin is like forever in your life. You have to continue to take. This is what the recommendation is. It's kind of like standard protocol in almost the whole world.
But we know that even LDL, there are two subtypes. They are not all that bad.
Right. It's just the recent last decade actually that surfacing that LDL is not all bad. It has pattern A, pattern B. So like we said earlier, the triglyceride versus HDL ratio, you can take this as a reference. If you are reading mmol or mg, okay, about this number or above is too high. Okay, this number is also too high. This is like way high, right? The first one is way high, then too high, and then ideal is the third one down, right? 0.87 mmol, or the lower the better, which is like 0.05 is very low risk. And here we are talking about cardiovascular disease risk, heart disease, yeah.
Yep. So you just want to get the number as low as the ratio, not the number, the ratio as low as possible. Yeah, the
ratio. So you guys later, when you go and look at your last report, just for fun and just for your own knowing, divide this number by this number, and then you know where you're standing, and then from there is the starting point how you can improve it. Okay.
Even if it's the old understanding of LDL high means you have to be on statins, right? I mean, doctors are still prescribing statins, and they only look at the LDL.
Right. So if you're if you learn all this and adding on to tonight's webinar, do your own studies, or do a or go back to our chat group and discuss. And of course, you have to be responsible for yourself whether you want to continue to take statin or not. Right? We would not tell you whether to take or not to take, because it's your own personal decision. But if you were to read enough, I believe that you can make a very wise decision. Okay.
Okay. This is a blood lipid report of a keto practitioner who has practiced low carb for 8 years, I believe, right?
This test is 8 years practice of a low carb example. Low carb keto.
Let's ask the person who belongs to this test result to talk about this. Who
do you think this test report belongs to? Anybody can guess?
You can type it.
Anybody can guess that whose test report is this?
Somebody said Kelly, Alex.
Okay, let me explain this test report, then you guys can continue to guess, okay? So this is a long-term keto lipid profile, which this test was done like number 8 years of eating low carb and a keto. So to share with you, this section is to show you how this test is being read, all right? So this person, the HDL-C, you can see that is 103, right? On the right-hand side, of course, the standard protocol has a recommendation that is ideally more than 39. So the result 103 against 39 is actually 3 times higher. The HDL is 3 times higher. Is it good or bad? Good or bad? Good or bad? Good or bad? Okay, good, right? Yeah, and it's 3 times higher. Okay, so the triglyceride is 45, as you can see. The recommendation is like from 0 to 149. 0 to 149, come on, it's quite a wide range, right? So, but then if triglyceride is above 149, of course, is way, way higher than what they think you should have in terms of standard recommendation. So, but this test result is, the result is 45. So the 45 is actually the lower 1/3, the lower 30% of what is recommended. Is it good or bad? Good or bad? Good, right? Yeah, somebody say good. So if you can see that this is, this is actually without any medication, okay? Without any medication. But the first thing is that what doctor look at is cholesterol total, right? You see the third line, that's cholesterol total. If they look at cholesterol total of 301, okay, they already put a high here in the test report, right? Because the recommendation is 100 to 199, because this is what they think cholesterol total should be lower, should not be high, without considering the HDL and the triglyceride. All right, most doctors do that. But in this test, there is a particle test, as you can see. All right, the HDL-P total is 33.8, right? So if you are looking at the 33.8, the recommendation is more than 30.5. So this person's HDL particle, HDL-P particle is above, of course, the ideal recommendation. And then the small LDL particle is less than 90, which again, the recommendation is like less or equal to 527, which means anything below 527, the standard protocol is considered happy. But then again, the test here, the result of this keto person is less than 90, which is like way in the lower part of what is recommended, right? And LDL size, you can see that it's 21.2. So what the summary here says is that HDL 103, okay, is considered small LDL-P that is small LDLP is actually less than 90, okay? Which is small LDLP is where consider the pattern B because it's very, very small, right? Yeah. Then the LDL size, okay, that they measure, majority of them is, the size is 21.2, all right? The size of the LDL size is 21.2, which is considered a big one because the recommendation is 20.5 and this is 21.2 in terms of result. Okay, so the LDL size is the big and fluffy one, as you can see. So this is actually pattern A. Majority is pattern A. Okay, so again, if you take triglyceride, the third line down on the blue text, you take triglyceride 45 divided by HDL 103, right? This is the ratio that we're looking for. In terms of mg, it's 0.43. Okay, in terms of mmol, it's almost like cannot be seen. So it's like less than 1, less than less than 0.1 mmol. So it's 0.0. The ratio is, the ideal ratio is here considered a very, very low risk of cardiovascular disease. On top of that, actually, there was a later report of this, is that since cholesterol is so high, right? Maybe the artery is clogged. Who knows? Doctor always think that way, right? Then they would, for this result, definitely the doctor say go statin. Okay, but the rebellious one would say, no, I want a CAT scan, a CSC scan. So I didn't have the result here for the CSC scan. CSC scan was how much? Anybody can guess? The CSC scan for this person. Of course, it's very hard to guess. I will tell you. Wow, so many people guess already. Zero. Yes, you guys are correct. The CSC scan is 0. So this person got away from not taking statin. Okay, so this is one of the tests that you can see how you actually can achieve with a low carb and keto lifestyle. When I say lifestyle, means ongoing. Okay, ongoing. Don't try 3 months and say, hey, my cholesterol lipid never changed. Even for 1 month, even for 1 year. Okay. So I think some of you already guessed. I can explain so well about this report, right? This report must be yours truly, myself, right? Yes, you're right. You're correct. This is my test report when I was at year 8 of low carb and keto. All right. And believe me, my year 8 until now, I'm year 12. Okay. I have never tested again. Never test again. I don't do this test every year, honestly, because every year the test is about the same. As long as I don't change my way of living, my way of eating, the test is always remain about the same, plus minus a little bit, not much of a difference. So I saved a lot of money for the last 5 years. I didn't take my second test, but when I take my test is, of course, maybe next year I think like, okay, I'm curious, and I just want to prove and show people, right? I'll go and take my test. Okay, next.
Okay, so these are other tests that we can do if we are still unsure, or you want more confirmation.
Yeah,
okay, yeah,
a bigger picture. Okay, if you guys want to take a screenshot of this, of course you're welcome. This is the full test, full list of tests. If you really want to know your current health, okay, besides the lipid profile, these are the other tests that you can request your doctor to do, because most of the doctor won't do some tests. Standard protocol, they only do the few basic thing, which doesn't give you the full picture. Okay, next.
Okay, we are back to this.
Same question. Now, would you change your mind from the same question in the very beginning, right? Before we end this and open up to discussion and Q&A, true or false? Number 1, fat and cholesterol clog your arteries, or obesity is caused by eating too much fat, true or false? Low-fat diet are generally effective, true or false? Cholesterol causes heart disease, true or false? Okay. Maybe after Michael sharing of this information, some of you may already, have answered differently. I would encourage you to do more reading on yourself and make wise decision on whether, should you continue to fear cholesterol? Should you continue to take statin? Or should you actually change your doctor?
Okay. That's very interesting. Okay. Michael, can you go back to the last slide, the slide of the test?
Okay.
If you don't mind. And then I want to ask
test,
Mandy some question. Mandy.
Right. Mandy.
Yes.
You know, in
Yes.
Malaysia, our favorite lab is PathLab because you are around with me. That's
Really?
my favorite lab, right?
Yeah.
Anybody got question? Type in the chat box, okay? For Mandy, for any one of us. I'm going to look at your. I'm going to look at your chat box here while Alex look at the test.
Yeah. How many of these are actually available in Malaysia right now?
Okay. Mainly all are there. I think
The NMR, the lipo profile panel is very hard to get, right?
yeah, that one is hard to get. I think the last few of the tumor markers, no problem. That's quite common test.
ITL6
Okay,
also. ITL6
that
also.
one, the interleukin 6 is hardly people are ordering that. Okay.
But it's also available, right?
I'm not sure in PathLab on this test because it's really less demand, or maybe a lot of people are not aware there's such a test, so they don't request. So I need to check if any one of you are interested to do this test. I need to check whether PathLab is available.
Okay, then one more question. Since you are handling data, you should know how of the people who come for blood tests.
Yeah.
What is the percentage of them who actually are interested or ask for vitamin or minerals test? I think
very low.
All right, I think less than 10% of the people, right?
Yes.
The vitamins are also very important. So the thing is that's the whole reason why we eat whole foods, right? But then again, not testing, we also don't know whether we are improving. So thank you, Michael. I think this one, maybe you can take a picture, all of you. This is a very, very comprehensive slide.
Yeah, take a picture of that so you guys know that, if you want to have a bigger picture, then you can request whatever the test for your doctor to order for you. Right, Mandy?
Yeah. Okay. To Malaysia, right? The doctor usually sometimes they are actually reluctant, to proceed with all these tests. They might find it not necessary. But as a patient, we can always request that we wanted to know. So when you are interested to know all this, right? Please request. Just tell the doctor, I want to know my health conditions. They will have to proceed for you.
Yeah, that's a smart advice. Thank you very much, Mandy.
Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of us, honestly, we listen to the doctor advice, right? And if the doctor say no need, or the doctor say you must have, then we try to obey. But no disrespect to doctors, because they also have to follow their protocol, and they also have to follow, the standard application. But if we are an informed individual, then we know that we can actually have the right to request. And this is on your own health, so you should have the right to request. Okay, with all due respect, I think some doctors also doesn't understand why we are asking for this. Okay, it's true. It is true. Even in the US, honestly, I share with you guys, even in the US, they have this test, right? But when I went to do my test, I told the doctor that I want the LDL particle test. And he was asking me, what is that? The doctor asked me, what is that? I said, MMR test. And he said, what is that for? And I said, well, it will tell me whether my LDL is more particle A or particle B. And it was like, oh, okay, I don't think that's necessary. And I say, but doc, I want to know. So please order that for me. I want to test it and make sure that I have it in the test. So this is what I do. And then when the nurse was taking my blood, right? Because I want to do extra particle test, she has to take a little bit more extra blood. So another test tube that is going to send to test. And the nurse asked me the same thing. What is this particle test for? So what does that tell you? The doctor doesn't really know what is this test for because it's not common to them. The nurse has never actually done this test. So her question to me is that, are you a medical practitioner? That how do you know this? I said, yeah, I'm not a medical practitioner, but I'm a nutrition coach. So then they say, that's interesting. We never heard about this. That's what the nurse responds. So this tells you that even in the US, as much as they have this test, most of the doctor doesn't know it. So I still have to tell them what to do. Okay.
Yeah, Lily, my doctor will probably feel insulted. Yeah, but the thing is, don't blame the doctor. Sometimes we are here to educate ourselves, to find out, not so much of educating ourselves, but to find out, the latest studies that have been done, the information that are out there. Right. Because
and of course when we respond to the doctor or the nurse, we don't want to kind of play the higher than thou role, right? We want to be respectful and just say, yeah, I read about this, so I want to know this, and I actually has taken this test before, or the most easiest way is what I heard people say when you're in the Asia is that if you want to have this test, you said, I have a relative that is in the US and he's a doctor or she's a doctor. They asked me to take this test and they can take a review for me. You don't have relative, never mind. You can still say that. Okay. So they'll do the test for you in a very respectful way.
Yeah.
Okay. So, enough about doctor.
Yeah. So the thing is, I'm just saying our health is in our hands. So we are ultimately responsible for our own health. Right. So anybody would like to ask any question? Okay, just now a question came.
Okay, we are open to the floor.
You can unmute yourself. Take your turn.
And ask a question. Well, I'm going to read out a few questions here, and we can either invite Mandy or Michael or Alex or myself to answer. Okay, so go ahead. If anyone wants to speak up, go ahead.
I start.
Hi, Grace.
I'm Grace here. Yes, I actually popped the question onto the chat box, but maybe I just put it up here. So recently I changed my doctor to the Dako Medical thanks to the recommendations from the group. So after the test, Dr. Karen did mention that my LDL level is good, but it's way too high. So I'm just curious, so how high is the high level usually?
You saw Grace, you saw my test report earlier when I explained, right? My LDL, I didn't show that. My LDL is 189.
mg, right?
Yes.
Is it mg or mmol?
I read in mg. So if somebody can convert what's 189 in mmol, I'll be
mine is also in mg. Mine is also in mg. So my LDL reports, the most recent one is 536.
536. Are you actually eating low carb keto consistently?
I'm just past my second year keto.
Yeah, so you are the super high responder. I'm considered a high responder. Okay, and you are considered a super high responder. What did Dr. Karen suggest you to do?
She suggests me to rebalance my fat and protein, so reduce my fat and increase my protein. Yep. So I did share. Yeah, I tried.
Did you actually have like bulletproof coffee and all that kind of thing?
No, I don't. I eat actually more fatty cut meats like pork belly, pork jaw.
Yeah. So adjust accordingly, because honestly, we don't really we even though when we say low carb high fat, right? We don't really need to eat like super a lot of fat in that sense. If you have actually done your personal macro, you know that your fat macro is up to a certain amount, okay? Then you just try to work within that. do your
Okay.
adjustment.
Yeah, possibly when I first started, there's not enough fat, so that's why I keep eating a lot of fats. So
Yeah,
so,
but
okay,
500 over is
I
very,
will try
very,
to readjust.
very unusual. So just adjust on that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, will do. Thanks.
But your triglyceride, what about your triglyceride?
80,
Your triglyceride 80 and your HDL is?
112.
That's pretty good actually in terms of ratio.
Yeah, it's actually better from the last year test that I did, so I'm quite pleased with that. But I'm just more surprised with the LDL level.
Yeah, for
So, yeah, I will
triglyceride
try to
80, I
adjust.
would suggest that maybe, you know, you can watch your carbohydrate intake also. Yeah.
Okay.
Good question. Anybody else?
Okay, let me just read out this, sorry. Ming Fu was asking, he says triglycerides over his HDL, 1.37 triglycerides, and your HDL is 1.24. Most of the time we don't want to see that your tricks, okay, I mean your TRGs are higher than the HDL. Okay, that is the rule of the thumb. Okay, so that because you see, you look at the ideal level is 0.87. So your triglycerides can never be higher than HDL. Another rule of thumb that I always like to play with is this. You take your total cholesterol and you take 20%. That is the minimum your HDL should be. Because remember, HDL brings the unused cholesterol that's running around in the bloodstream. And this cholesterol, because it's fats oxidize easily. So if you do not have enough HDL, it's not going back to the liver to be recycled. Right? So rule of thumb, just now the slide 0.87 for Malaysian MMOL, we are looking at 0.87 and lower. Okay, the ratio, triglycerides over HDL. I'm not sure if any other labs in Malaysia that produce in MGDL. I don't think so, right, Mandy?
No. Usually, even some have, they will put 2 units to for them to read. But most of our lab report are in MMOL.
Yeah, we follow the British methods, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
for Ming Fu's case, right? The only advice usually we will give, right? Just Ming Fu, you should reduce further on your triglyceride and increase your HDL so that you have a better ratio. That's the thing that Ming Fu should look into.
So best way to reduce triglyceride is to lower your carbs even lower, and to raise HDL, like Kelly say, eat more butter.
Yeah, have a variety of fat. Okay, when I say a variety of good fat, you know, you don't have to every day eat only butter or every day eat only lard. Okay, you want to go for also fish oil in terms of like fish itself has like good omega-3. That's also considered as a good fat, and you can balance with like either avocado oil, olive oil, and of course butter is good, animal fat is good. So in your daily diet, you want to have a whole range of fat. Okay, and of course you don't have to like really drink a lot of fat in the sense, because you're supposed to you're told supposed to eat high fat, right? Then you eat a lot of everyday pork belly. Okay, no, you don't have to do that. Okay, the fat is already in your food, then that's good enough. I think though, Alex, you answered the question of the other person, John Koo. When Ming Fu, you're answering Ming Fu's question.
Yeah,
John Fu. Yeah, John Fu was saying here that, let me just, hi John, where are you? John has been on a keto for a while. Recently did a heart checkup, blood test. Triglyceride is currently 2.02 mmol, which is pretty high. HDL is quite low, LDL 4.6 mmol. So yeah, I think your question is what do I need to do to tweak my lifestyle to manage my LDL and triglyceride level? I think we have said that also earlier, that like what Mandy said, yeah, reduce your triglyceride is to reduce your carbohydrate intake, and increase your HDL level is to have more good fat.
Now, what is interesting is John is saying that he has been on keto for a while. So how long is a while? Okay. John, you want to unmute yourself maybe?
Yeah. Hi, John here.
Yeah.
I've been on keto, I think a good 3 years, but been not so consistent with the food intake. I've been trying. So my main goal was to actually just reduce my blood sugar levels because it was quite high, and I'm glad that my HbA1c now has reduced back down to its normal levels. So I was diagnosed type 2 3 years ago. So I think that was my main goal. But now having had a recent health scare, I thought I was going to have a stroke while working out one day. So I do a full blood test, and this results were about a month and a half ago. So I'm just trying to now retweak my lifestyle so that I can reduce my triglycerides and my LDL and push up my HDL.
You said the correct word. Keto is, the word keto diet. I hate the word diet behind it. I think we should change it to be keto lifestyle.
Yeah. Be consistent, John.
Yeah. Because
you have a health condition you want to take care of, right? Then be consistent. If you think that you're on keto, but then it's like on and off, you're just eating keto as a meal today or a meal this week, then it's not like a lifestyle, like what Alex said. Then your result will not be very ideal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the thing is, I try my best to cook keto meals. So I've cut out sugar and actually carbs generally. So I don't even have cheat days. Try to cook as regular as I can. And with this pandemic, we try to even order food, stuff like that. So I think the sugar part is now. I'm just trying to figure out how to tweak it better because it's butter, animal fat, and lots of veggies. That's my main staple. I don't take processed foods. I drink coffee only once a day, and it's only in the morning after 12. Sorry, after 11. And so it's pretty much been that kind of consistency. I think it's not good enough.
How long was it that have you been on this consistency that you mentioned?
Actually, so since I started 3 years ago, I've just been trying to so daily it has been keto meals. Of course, some of the food that we order has maybe some non-keto friendly gravy or whatever, but it's very little. I don't even touch. I don't take carbs at all, so there's no rice, there's no breads or whatever. Konjac noodles is once in a while. Of course, I've been hitting hard on the protein because I've also been working out at the gym. I've been trying to manage two different things at the same time.
So my suggestion is that if you can, do a 14 days food journal. Okay, do a strict food journal. Whatever that you put in your mouth, even a teaspoon, write it down. Because when I apply this application to any of my coaching patients, then they realize that actually they're eating more carbs than they think. Because you don't need to do it for the rest of your life taking journal, but if you can do it for 14 days, you will realize what is the pattern is like, and then you can tweak from there and continue the next round of 14 days, then you see the improvement of your patterns and do that consistently. When you keep improving and do that consistently, your result should show. Sometimes it's the unknown that throw us off. What, Alex, do you have any suggestion?
I think what he said he has, John, you say you have been on keto for 3 years. You've been trying. So I picked up two keywords. Trying is one keyword. So you're obviously doubting some of the foods you're eating. And then secondly, ordering out. Now, you can see Wai Kun here. I have to thank her because, when I first started keto, she cooked everything that went into my mouth. I even stopped going for wedding dinners because you know the Chinese wedding dinner, impossible to avoid carbs, correct? You know they will use starch, sugar, everything. I stopped that. 1 year, my A1C, 9 point something, came down to 5, right? 5.2. And when Kelly came, I was like literally hugging her at the airport. There are sacrifices to make. But to be honest, having such a high triglyceride like yours is very concerning, very disconcerting, especially if you say you're eating keto. So I believe it is what we call carb creep. That means you're unwittingly taking a lot more carbohydrate than you think you are. So you might think, I don't touch the sauce, it's okay. I don't touch this, it's okay. Oh, the marinated chicken probably has a little bit of honey in it, it's okay. You know, the okay builds up on you.
Right.
So that 14 days, the 14
hidden cups.
Yes, the 14 days that Kelly told you to do, I suggest you cook everything at home. Then I can tell you, you feel definitely better.
Yeah, you have to find a pattern that eating pattern, a planning pattern, okay, that would support you consistently. Then you can, once you reach your goal, then of course, you know, then when you look back, it's like, oh, this really works for me, and it becomes your natural lifestyle already. Okay? So tracking is important when you need to reach a goal. Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for your participation. I think Alex, we are actually running quite out of time. We have a lot of questions still not answered, but guys, what we're gonna do is that if the question that we have not answered, we are going to certainly print this chat out. Alex, remember to print this.
I will save the chat. There'll be a copy.
Oh yeah, when we save the video, the chat actually comes in. So we will individually discuss this, and either we'll do a text reply, consolidate, or we will do a video reply. Yeah. Whichever we discuss, right, Alex?
Yes. So want to do
because these are all very good questions that you guys asked. So I don't want to miss any of this. But if we would answer all these questions, it's gonna be another hour, I guess. Yeah. So maybe we can move on to the lucky draw.
Yeah. So perhaps you want to explain what are we drawing now?
Yes, of course. Anybody want to win or not? Who wants to win, or who don't want to win? Anybody wants to win?
Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
I will only pick those that have hands up. Threaten. Got to threaten you guys. Okay, let me announce what is the prices. Right, we will actually I mentioned it earlier in the first slide, but some of you came in later, so I will briefly mention again. So we have the Flavon Cocoa Flavanol, which is a cocoa powder, very high in the flavanol, which again, flavanol is for heart health. You know, you guys, we talk about so much heart health. So go and read about flavanol. And this Flavon cocoa powder is actually processed in a proprietary way that retains more than 80% of the good properties flavanol in the cocoa. So don't just drink any cocoa powder, because chocolate and cocoa has good flavanol for heart health, right? If you want to drink cocoa, drink the good quality one. Okay. So we are going to give away Flavon cocoa powder for Singapore and Malaysia friends, right? Singapore, Malaysia friends, we're going to give away. And I think we are giving away 5 bottles. 5 winners. 5 winners, you will get it. Is it 5 winners in Malaysia and 5 winners in Singapore?
No, because of the list, and I'm looking at it. Let me ask.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask you earlier. Do we just limit it to the participants that turn up, or do we allow anybody who register to participate?
Well, we have the full name list of the RSVP, right? So yes, we will draw accordingly. Okay. But if the result comes out and the person is not in this screen right now, we will pass on to the next person.
Then
is that fair?
Give me a minute.
Is that fair?
I type out the name.
Fair, right? Fair, give me a thumbs up. You guys are here. You should deserve the lucky draw, right?
Okay, wow, I tie out the
Everybody agree.
names.
Everybody agree. Yeah, everybody agree. I should do my thumbs up also. Where's my thumbs up? Cannot find. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. So
you
one
continue
more
talking,
thing.
you continue talking.
Yeah, one more thing is, yes, I'm good in talking. One more thing is we might have USA friends here. Who are the person that's USA friends that is currently here? The thing is that I have to apologize. If we draw you and have a product, you know, it's very hard for Alex or Michael to ship out from Singapore to USA or Malaysia to USA, right? The cost of shipping will be maybe 3 times of the product. So you can actually exchange for a free consult call with anybody that you choose here, okay? If you are not in Malaysia and Singapore, and you're in outside of these 2 countries, you're in USA or anywhere else, and if you're so lucky you draw with a product price, you can exchange with a 45 minutes phone call with either myself, Michael, or Alex Lim. Okay, is that fair? Unless you want to pay the shipping fee, we can certainly ship to you. Fair or not? Yeah.
Okay, I'm halfway typing out the names.
Yeah, so the next other product that we are giving away is Nakaki. Certainly, a lot of our friends here, if you have tasted Nakaki, you love it. And we want to give back is to give some product for this lucky draw. And not to forget, okay, if happen that you didn't win the prize of the cocoa powder, you can always, Mike, where's that slide? Can you put on that slide, Mike?
Hey, don't put up yet.
those-
Don't put up yet.
Oh.
Wait. I'm typing out the names.
Okay, never mind. So listen to me without the slide. Listen to me. The Flavon, if you go to newmeflex.com, Michael can type the website on the chat box. And you can use the FLV20 for a promo code to buy the product if you want to buy the product. Okay, with a special promo code. And this promo code ends on Sunday evening. Then Nakaki is a product that we're gonna give away in terms of gift prices. And if you want to buy, also you can go to newmeflex.com or konzac.com, which is KONZAC.com. Might use VIP15 for both websites. You can get Nakaki at 15% discount. Okay, so we are giving away Nakaki products. How many prizes here? I'm looking at my notes. We will give a variety packs. So you will either a combination of a variety, whatever that we will surprise you. Okay, variety packs of 5 or 6 packs in the bundle. You will receive that either, I think it's ramen and rice you will receive. And there will be 5 winners for Malaysia and 5 winners for Nakaki Singapore. Okay, to Singapore, you might get the flat noodle, you might get whatever. We will do a bundle pack of 6 in a bundle with a variety, so that you can have a taste of all the different varieties of product. Okay, so we have 5 winners or 10 winners total for Nakaki and Flavon. Cocoa powder. Alex is still doing the arrangement of the lucky draw.
You can share the screen already.
Michael can share the screen. We don't. Yeah, share the last slide. And for the virtual prize, right? Virtual prize is you can also, we are giving away 45 minutes of a free personal consulting coaching call with myself, Alex, or Michael. Okay, so there will be free prizes of that giving out.
So
How many prizes in total? So 5, 5, 10,
20,
Yeah.
23.
23
Everybody's-
prizes. Wow. Many of you, it's a very high chance of winning, you know. We have how many
Yes, yes,
participants? We have 37 people here, including
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
myself.
27. So
Mm,
who is the unlucky for?
no lah, don't say that lah. Don't make them sad, no. Not
Me.
unlucky. Yeah, but the winning chance is very high already, right?
Yeah, super
Okay.
high. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to share this screen of mine. I want to share this screen of mine. Okay. So
Okay.
you all can see this screen, right? All your names are here. Okay, all your names are here. So I'm going to shuffle the list.
Excellent, excellent. How amazing what
Okay, I'm going to
Alex
shuffle the
can
screen.
do.
So now we are going to take out that 5 for Malaysia first. Okay. How many Singaporeans are here?
Okay, all of you guys undo your hands up.
Or undo your hands up, please.
I'm from Singapore.
Michael not included.
Michael, you are not in the list, okay? You are not in the list.
I'm from Singapore.
You want Flavon, you want Numi Flex, you pay for it, okay?
Oh,
Okay.
wow, wow, wow. Okay, so undo your hands up. Rachel, Lelaine, Claire, Janice. Are you guys?
Okay, wait. Let me undo.
What is Alex question?
No, I want to know. I undo all the lower their hand. Let me lower their hand first. I have to go one
Okay.
by one. Okay.
Good.
Singaporeans, can you give me a hands up? Okay, we have 9 Singaporeans here. 10 Singaporeans, 11 Singaporeans. Okay. So I'm going to do 5 for Singapore, 5 for Malaysia. All right, or the rest. Okay, and this will be the Flavon. Okay, this will be the Flavon, and your name will be removed from the list. So Cecilia is also 12 Singaporeans. Oh, quite a nice mix, huh? 12 and 5. Okay, so I'm going to draw out 5 for Singapore, 5 for, oh, wait. Cecilia, I need to, how should I put this? Then I have to split. Or should we just draw 10 for the Flavon first? Because it's such a nice mix, right? So we draw 10 for Flavon and 10 for Numi. Sorry, Nataki.
Okay, do that.
Right? And then after that, the last 3, I will let you decide who is the last 3 who get that special.
The last 3 still must spin.
Still must spin.
Mm.
Okay, so the first 10 I'm spinning. Okay.
Jackpot. This is like interesting.
Yeah.
Are we starting now?
Yeah, we are starting. It's moving. See whose name comes up.
Who has the best energy?
Jennifer Yong is 1.
Jennifer Yong.
Okay, so I'm going to remove her name from the list. Congratulations, Jennifer. Okay, so now you see everybody is fair and same person.
You can remove that person after you pick.
Yeah.
Jennifer, where are you? No cheering. You must unmute. When you win, you unmute and say, yay, you know.
Stephanie Xiao.
Stephanie Xiao.
Okay, I'm going to remove her name. Okay, this is for the Flavon, the cocoa powder. Okay.
Next one.
Can you see? Jenny Wu.
Jenny Wu.
Okay, so I'm going to remove her name.
Where's Jenny Wu? No shouting, you guys.
Thank you. You didn't hear me earlier?
No, yay. You guys can unmute yourself if your background
Leroy.
is clear.
Leroy.
Leroy,
Are you
where
there?
are you? Are you one of the US person?
No. Leroy is a good friend of mine here.
Okay.
Okay. Then
I won jackpot. Yes, you win jackpot. Casino here. We have a casino here.
Sandra Wong. Sandra Wong. Sandra Wong.
Oh. Sandra.
All right. Then
Next one. Exciting or not? Hey guys, exciting, right?
Janice Chua.
Janice Chua.
Thank you so much. Just now I missed
Yay.
one at the bottom. Yeah, finally.
Yay! Congratulations, guys.
Okay. Oh, the results are here. Okay. So, okay.
We have done 6 person already.
Yes. So this is number 7. So Chong Swan.
Chong Swan.
Okay.
Congrats, Chong Swan. Where are you? Are you still here?
Yeah, he's still here.
Make sure.
He or she. I don't know he or she.
Yay.
It's a she.
It's a she. Yay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, number 8 coming up. So those who want the consult, you better pray your name is not chosen here. John, yes. John Fu. Okay.
Congrats.
Number 9 for the Flavon. The list is getting smaller. Esther Lim. Should be Esther Lim.
Esther.
Yes. Are you here?
Congratulations, Esther. Is Esther here?
Esther, are you here?
Not here, we skip, huh?
No reply one, eh?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's here.
Okay. And the last Flavon winner.
Oh, this is fun, man. We
This
must
is
do
fun,
this
eh?
more often.
Yeah.
Li Lei.
Li Ling.
Wow. Yay! Is this the number
Okay.
10?
Okay, so now I copy out the names first. Here's the Flavon winners.
Yours
You-
truly has been writing notes in case.
Okay, then now we go to the Nakaki winners.
Yay!
Another 10, is it?
Yeah, another 10.
Yeah, okay.
Pray.
Ng Ming Fu,
Ng Ming Fu.
Oh,
congratulations.
wow, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Can learn and got lucky as well. So lucky.
Okay.
We just want to have fun, right? guys?
Yes.
Nakaki.
Ben.
Okay. Ben
Did I,
Wong.
spell, did I spell your name correctly? I'm sorry. Because I see two
Correct.
Sandra Wong there. Yes.
Ben Wong. Of course we know Ben.
Yeah.
But Ben, you're in Germany.
Send it to
Sandra will
Sandra.
The
send it to
prize
Sandra.
goes to me. The prize goes to Sandra Wong.
Yay.
Good June.
Yay,
Good to have-
Sujun, congrats.
Sujun. Where's Sujun?
Thank you.
Hi, Sujun.
Hi, Kelly.
Okay.
you, Kelly.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Ian and family. Yes.
Who is Ian and family?
Me, yay.
Yay.
This is fun, right?
It's not family like Ian and Emily.
Ian and oh my, I got big flowery eyes. Okay. Old
Good.
flowery
Okay. Anyway, it's Ian and got the
Emily.
prize. And Emily.
Okay.
Yes.
Jamie Ching. Jamie.
Jamie Cheng.
Yay, thank you so much.
Okay. Then
congrats.
number 6.
Got lucky draw past time. Never mind. We're 8 minutes past.
Andy.
Mandy, thank you for coming in to support us.
Hey, thank you. Surprise.
Surprise, your guest. You're our guest, so you raised your hand.
Thank you.
Chui.
Yeah, thank you.
Congrats, Chui
Okay.
Chui.
3 more to
you.
go. Okay, we are a little bit over. Sorry, you know, I cannot control the speed of this.
No, no problem. Guys, got gifts. You don't mind staying a few more minutes, right, guys?
Rachel.
Rachel.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Is Wai Kun there? Wai Kun, can you stand by telling us who is the most active participants tonight, later?
Where is this coming? Mel. Mel, are you from Mel? Are you from America?
No.
No.
Singapore.
Singapore. Okay, good. The last Nakaki winner. Catherine Ng.
Who? Catherine.
Catherine Ng. Okay, I'm going to check the list to see if there's any double winners.
1, 2, 3. Doesn't seem to accept Sandra Wong and Bern Wong is two different person, but Sandra is gonna get the 2 prizes.
Lucky lady. Okay, so the lucky draw is done. So now the last 3.
Last 3.
Which is you want to do it? How do you want to do it? The most active participant first, or the top 3 most active participant, or what?
Either. Is what if Wai Kun is giving us the most active participants result, right? Is Wai Kun ready?
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll check my text. Alex, why don't you go ahead and pick the 3 winners for the free consult call?
Okay, I picked the 3 winners for the free consult call right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I couldn't start free, or
no, Wai Kun has to mute her laptop so that there's no feedback to my work. Penny! Wow.
Penny!
Yay! Thank you.
Okay.
So one. Penny won who? Who's consult call? Michael or Alex?
Okay. Penny, who do you want for us to do the? Me, Kelly, or Michael?
It doesn't matter.
No, you have to pick.
I can call the US. I'll call Kelly.
Okay, you call Kelly. Great.
Since I've talked to Kelly before.
So okay.
Okay.
Penny will pick. Penny will go to Kelly.
Cecilia Lam was the second one.
Yeah, Cecilia
Lim.
Cecilia Lim. Is it? Yeah.
Thank you.
Cecilia, you have to pick between me and Michael. I know it's a hard choice. Both also so handsome.
Anyone will do.
No, you have to pick.
Michael.
Okay, good. So the last one cannot pick. You get what I mean?
Okay, next one.
Next one you are stuck with me. All right. So see who so unlucky kena the cup Nazi. Okay. See who gets the cup Nazi. Claire Tan. Are you here? Yeah. Okay. So I will contact you via email so that we can schedule the call.
Okay.
Is Cecilia in the Telegram group?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Alex, can you check your text group text.
Okay. So let me clear the list.
So the thing is that we have so many of you very good in participating and very active, right?
Amy, what?
All of you are really excellent in participating, and we can only pick the top 3, which we have the eyes behind, besides Waikun and other people. And so we have they have actually picked the top 3 most active participants of tonight. Okay, and it's very hard for us to pick one of you, so we're going to put you 3 on the wheels. Did you see your name there?
Sandra.
Oh my gosh, Sandra again. Congrats, Sandra.
Thank you so much.
You are the most active participants in the group. Actually, all of you are, all right? Don't be disappointed. All of you are very active. And that's why we have to do the wheels. We cannot decide who is the top out of the top 3. Okay, so I hope you guys have a wonderful night tonight learning together. And of course, again, we will look at all the other questions that we have not answered and find a way to answer to you, either in a video or in a chat post in a group or somewhere. Okay, and if you have any other question, you can always send us a private message, or either if you're in our chat group, like the group, right? Open question discussion in the Keto group is always more welcome. You know why? Because when you ask a question and we help to answer, everybody learns together. Okay. If it's one-on-one, then of course it's just one person learning. So we like group chatting. In any case, thank you for joining us in this chat, and let us know what is the next topic that you want us to discuss about. And we will plan for the next session, maybe next month. Okay. You can type whatever the topic's name in the chat box here, and then we will see it later. It can be any topics that you want us to discuss. For example, diabetes. Michael mentioned about anti-aging, or any other topics. We will line up. We try to do our best to give back. All right. So once a month, maybe we can do this. So we can all learn together. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I'll put up a poll in the Telegram group. Okay, so you all can vote on what will be next month's topic.
Yeah, if you guys haven't joined our Telegram chat group, let us know. We will invite you into the chat group. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Have a good Saturday and weekend.
Yeah, everybody. And thank you, Kelly. All right.
Thank
See
you.
you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Mandy.
And Mandy, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.